tell me what I needed to know. I think they were hoping it wouldn't work. And when it didn't sometimes, because they had to tell you, where do you send the signal, how long do you wait before you send another signal, and what readings does the computer program look at and to tell, and what do you do if it's too low, too high, or whatever. That was their little world, and you were ripping the decision of whether to go or no go right out of your hands. So that was part of it as well. So it's interesting. Now, of course, another problem was, the government issues contracts to the lowest bidder. Everything we did, I would not have wanted to be an astronaut. I think they used that comment on Apollo 13 or something like that. You realize we're on, or maybe that was Armageddon or something. Anyway, we're getting on something here, the lowest bidder building. You all want the highest bidder. You got to spend more money than anybody else building this thing before you. But, so what happened is RCA company got the bid to make the hardware, the computer. They built a special purpose computer for the moon run. Well, IBM gets the software contract. That's why I was there, writing the programs, but not for an IBM computer that we knew about. We had to learn this oddball computer that did oddball things because it was a special purpose computer just for the Saturn run. So that was past this. Two things happened. This is a side note. They were sort of humorous. When they finally got that big trailer, that big tractor that was going to carry the missile, they visualized giant tank tracks. They had it sitting out there on the on this runway, asphalt runway, and they put weight on it equal to what the Saturn V rocket would be. Started up the engines. Those tracks just picked up the asphalt right on it. It just ripped it to shreds. Slight miscalculation. So we watched them. We'd go out there on lunch hour or something. I see how it was doing. They had to put I don't know how many inches of rock on top of the asphalt. Tried to turn that again, and that did work. But see, everything was a first time deal. There wasn't like, well, why did they do that 2 years ago? Well, nobody's ever done it before, and so they were making it up as they went along at full speed. Another interesting thing, you'll read about this sometimes in the literature. There was a big discussion. I remember entering into this occasionally. I don't know how high up it was, but it certainly was scuttled up. The theory that when the astronauts landed on the moon, the lunar lander would just sink into 30 feet of meteor dust. And they would disappear off the face of the earth. Because somebody had put a slide rule to the idea, we know how many meteors typically come into and impact the Earth. And we know how much meteor dust, it's not a lot. But the assumption was that the moon was 4.5 billion years old. And if you have 4.5 billion years, if even a little bit of dust, and the moon didn't have that much atmosphere, so you had a whole lot more, and they calculated this out. I said, oh my goodness, what is this? But I think Werner von Braun said, forget that 4.5 billion. He happened to be a Christian guy that believed in the Bible. He said, Earth's moon's not that old. Don't worry about it. And sure enough, there was meteorite dust, but there was 3 inches, about the age of the Earth, using a biblical chronology. Just a little side note. I can charge for that. Now, I do have to tell you one story about me personally. I'm going to hesitate to do this because in those 3 years, I had one moment of glory. The rest of it is hard work. But I had one moment in the sun. One moment since, or before, one moment. And here was the story. I read, this was documented on the internet too. This is from the director of launch operations. Wrote this in December of 1965. This was getting close to the time I was on to the senior. He says, December 2nd, we have experienced some problems with random discretes. That's a signal, random signal. Suddenly it turns on something on the rocket for no good reason. To the S4B stage, and also apparently random outputs of the computer operating the switch selector. Investigation of this problem is underway at this time. Well, I was there the day that happened. We had the S1B rocket with no fuel, fortunately, doing a test. No astronaut, just had it all pieced together. We were testing the interface from the computer to the rocket. And so, all of a sudden, a whole bunch of random signals. Turn this on, turn that off, turn this on, turn it on, just got sent from the computer to the Saturn rocket. And had there been fuel on that thing, we would have blown that sucker up right in the head. And then we would all be in deep trouble. But fortunately, they didn't do any harm. Nothing really broke. Nothing blew up. But panic struck on the chiefs. So the hardware guys, both computer hardware and any other parts of it, were sent scurrying to find out. Because nobody was going to do anything until somebody could explain how this happened. My boss took all the computer programmers that were at the Cape, about 5 of us, and we pretty much were locked in a room with the listings, the printouts of every program that was in use on that computer, most of which were written in Huntsville, Alabama, a few of them at the Cape. And we could have something to eat, go to the bathroom as soon as we figured out what happened. So here we are sitting there. My colleagues were kind of sitting around a big table like this, and they're all leafing through these big old listings. There were probably 50. Well, you're friendly rocket scientists. Here's what I was sitting back like this. No listings. And the boss came to me, Troxel, you got to find this thing. I said, give me a minute. I'm trying to just imagine a theoretical way a program could do this, so that I have some idea what I'm looking for. Otherwise, it's a needle in a haystack. You're not going to find something that says send random discretes. You're going to find a bug. Or something's wrong in a certain way that could do this. And I couldn't quite imagine what to look for. So I just sat there for about 45 minutes. My boss was not happy. Well, and finally, I got an idea of what might, I could find this particular mistake might cause it. So then I got up, went around to a list. A friend of mine, Henry Lavalette, had written some code, a program. I knew about it, knew what it did, and I thought, if he forgot this one little thing, it could set up a situation that a couple things happened by chance at the wrong time. Chaos, he could have done it. So I got his listing, his program, and every time he sent signal, he did just the right thing. Every time he sent the streets, he always protected it.